Um, in this video, what I want to quickly do is just kind of outline my vision for the channel because I think as of right now, I've just uploaded a few random videos on a university course that I'm taking, and a lot of people have been asking me what the idea of the channel is. So I think this might be a useful video to make. I haven't gone to extreme lengths in terms of the production quality, but the main idea here is just that all of you will, let me just put my brightness up. You guys will understand what the goal of the channel is and what my vision is for the channel by the end of it. So I think the main priority I have with this channel is I want to make, very syllabus specific math videos for grade 12s. Particularly in terms of priority for the CAPS and IEB syllabus here in South Africa, as well as for the NSSC Namibian secondary school AS levels curriculum, the one that I did when I was doing my high school in Namibia before I came to UCT. So what I would like to do there is just to make videos that cover the entirety of the syllabus, the entirety of the textbook, I guess, doing specific problem solving for the sorts of problems you'll get if you're doing one of those syllabi, exam walkthroughs, and so on. The other thing that I'd like to do in this is, well, just something that I'm doing for myself and just to help the people that are busy studying with me. So just this semester I have 4 courses. I'm writing exams, I think, starting November. So what I'm going to try and do throughout October, I've already started with the one course, is I want to make videos on financial management, FTX 2024S, the applied stats course I'm taking, which is STA 3036S, as well as quantitative methods in economics, ECO 3021S, and public economics, ECO 3023S. So what I'm going to try and do, at least, is do past tests and exams, walkthroughs, try to teach the theory, as well as share any and all notes that I make, and maybe some general advice on how to approach the course, how to go about studying, what methods I use. I will just note here, I have never gotten a class medal or more than I think 85% for any of my university courses, but I'm also a very, very lazy student, and I've managed to maintain a GPA of around 70%, which is also a bit lower because of some of the harder math courses I've taken. But I think at least this semester I have quite a bit of free time. I'm going to try my best to do as well as I can in my last semester of undergrad. Studying a degree in economics and applied statistics, BCom, at the University of Cape Town. So it seems that from the videos I've made on FTX or for the financial management test we had on Friday, people seem to enjoy it. So I'm going to try and do the full course coverage for all of these courses, and I hope that the people studying with me find them useful, and I think I'll find them useful for my own revision and solidifying my understanding of the courses. What I also want to upload is debating videos. So I am currently a coach for the Western Cape Debate Society, or debate whatever. I've also been the training officer for the University of Cape Town Debating Union. I've been debating since I was 14 years old. I was the the captain for the Namibian WSDC national debating team. I have been debating for a very long time, and I've been to very many tournaments, including WSDC and WUDC, and I'm going to WDC in Sofia, Bulgaria this year. And so what I'd like to do on this channel is just to synthesize and summarize a lot of the skills that I've picked up, either on my own or learning from other debaters, other online resources. So things like how to judicate, how to set up a coaching program, how to do rebuttal, how to do argumentation. I'll be uploading some content sessions that I find quite useful, any matter files I find that are publicly available or that I make myself. We're probably going to document my WDC journey in terms of how I go about preparing for it, how I do my speeches and all that, and then just a summary of any and all debate resources I find useful. Just because I think that there are so many great resources online and so many fantastic university societies that upload videos and produce content. So the Monash Association of Debaters, I used extensively as a debater, and they helped me immensely. I know that the Manchester Debating Union, as well as a few other unions, do upload videos. And I think there's definitely a trend in the online debating sphere. We're doing a lot more online debates, online coaching, online content sessions, and so on. We always record the finals and so on, although it's usually recorded on a potato or something. And so I would like to make these videos where I just summarize everything I've learned. And I'm not just going to spitball my personal ideas. I will really do my best to prepare and make the sessions as high quality as possible. So it'll not just be me sharing what I currently know, but me doing, really going the extra mile to get the best theory I can on whatever I'm teaching and give it to you. And so hopefully using my channel alone, as well as all the other resources that I reference, I would like you to use that if you want to get better. If you're a teacher trying to set up a debate society, if you're a debater who is unable to practice how to get better, whoever you may be, and just to share that and make that publicly available. And then the long-term goal here for my back to the high school mathematics and high school syllabi is what I would really like to do is, once I've covered mathematics, especially the harder, grade 11, grade 12 syllabi, whether that's, my priority courses, which is the Namibian AS level, CAPS, IB in South Africa. I'd probably want to do it for, AP Math, IB, AS and A levels, GCSE. I'd really like to cover as many syllabi as I can. I am quite time constrained. I do have university exams and many other things that demand my attention, but where I do have the time, the project will be ongoing. And I'd like to expand that. So I'd like to do it for statistics. I'm currently studying in my final year of studying statistics at UCT, applied stats. And so I think I'm pretty qualified to teach it for high schoolers. I'm likely, or hopefully, will get accepted to do my honors in economics at UCT next year. I did do AS level history, and I have a pretty big passion for history. Potentially accounting, because I think high school accounting I could probably manage, and yes, I have done some accounting courses, although I famously don't like accounting, so that's quite low priority. But the idea is for all these subjects, math, statistics, economics, history, accounting, if you're a student of any of these these major syllabi, you can come to my channel, you can look for a specific playlist, and you can have, chapter by chapter walkthroughs of, problems, theory that are specific to the syllabus that you're doing. And I think that would be a really great help. And it's definitely something that I didn't have access to when I was studying my AS level maths. And I'm privileged enough to have parents who could pay for tutors and so on, and that helped, and I ended up doing really well in it. But having to look for different resources online and struggling to find resources for specific problems was definitely not nice. So I don't want other students to have to go through that experience. And so that's one of the reasons why I've decided to make this, especially for math. If you like what I'm doing and if you would like to support me, how would you go about doing that? The channel is in its absolute infancy right now, so I would really just say for now, for all the videos I release, whether you watch them or not, just like, comment, subscribe to the channel, share it with someone that you think might like it, or just with your friends so they can also like it and comment it and make me feel nice. And then later on, what I will do, especially if the time commitment gets a lot more intensive, is I'll probably set up a link for donations, and I'll probably establish some kind of a Patreon channel, at least for my academic work. I'm not going to. I feel quite strongly that any and all debating resources, debating coaching, as far as possible, should be free. Maybe I could do debate coaching privately and charge for it, but that's about as far as I'm willing to go. And maybe the channel gets very big, maybe we will have merch, but yeah, that's dreaming very big now. And so the long-term idea of the channel is that any English-speaking high school student struggling with mathematics, statistics, economics, history, or maybe accounting, can find syllabus-specific content, and not just content that helps them understand the concepts generally, but doing past exam walkthroughs, doing test papers, doing exercises from the textbook that is assigned, and also, for example, something like history, how to write history essays that will get you high marks and aren't just, nice to read. So what I really wanted to be a channel that is high value and high impact, and that is efficient in terms of the way that students use it, that they can, invest a minimal amount of time and get the most amount out of it, not just to help them understand the course, but for them to really do well in the courses that they're taking and under the specific syllabus that they're studying. So again, why am I making the channel? A few reasons. Firstly, just because I really love teaching. I did an internship sort of 9 to 5 internship over the June July university holidays, and it was nice. It was definitely nice, but I am not sure that I want to do that forever. And I've always loved teaching, but I've been a bit scared or hesitant to become a full-time teacher, just because there's so many other things I want to do. I don't know that I want to only teach. But I really do enjoy it, and I have spent so far, at least just with a few videos I made, I've made them late into the night and into the early morning, while studying for tests, and I really enjoyed it, and I've really loved it. So it hasn't felt like a sacrifice of my time or effort at all. And yeah, I just really enjoy it. So I'm myself. I'm getting a lot out of it. Outside of helping other people, I just enjoy doing it myself. Also, I think there are a lot of underserved syllabi in the world. So, for example, the Namibian syllabus is an example where it is a combination of the Cambridge and the Namibian educators' idea of a good syllabus, but it's very, very hard to find high quality videos on most of the subjects taught, especially because, it's not something that most of the large channels that produce educational content are going to cover. I also think that, in general, there are a lot of really underprivileged schools, and I've spoken to a lot of people and met a lot of people that come from schools where they just don't have access to a lot of good resources. They don't have access to, the videos covering the things that they're struggling with in school. And I think especially math is one of the is a massive problem when it comes to that, and it's a huge problem because math is really the gateway to so many things that you need if you want to study. So if you want to do commerce, if you want to study actual math, physics, if you want to get into medicine, if you want to be an accountant, it's so important to do well in math, and to master it, just for you to be able to ever do any of those things. And a huge amount of people, just in the world, but especially in a lot of underprivileged areas, really struggle to get students to pass. And so I'm hoping that this makes that a little bit less of a problem. I'm also making it just for the ease of finding useful videos, because I remember for myself when I was studying, and when I was trying to pass my AS level maths, it was really difficult going about finding videos that were specific enough to be useful. So something like derivatives and how to do derivatives, you could find videos in general that would help explain it. But some problem types or certain types of questions, etc., it was difficult to really sift through all the stuff that's online and find it. And so what I imagine the channel can do is allow people to know what syllabus they're doing, what grade they're in, and which chapter they need help on, or specific test or exam questions they struggled with, and find a video doing a step-by-step walkthrough of it. I just think it'll be much easier and much more efficient for students that are trying to use YouTube as a learning resource. I also think it'll be nice because you will have a consistent, hopefully quality teaching style. And so as I think sometimes the problem with using many different creators for the way you learn is that some have different paces, some have different formats, some spend a lot of time explaining problems, but some try and go through them quickly, some do exam walkthrough, some focus on theory. And so I'd like it if there was a channel where you could really essentially learn everything there is to know about the course, even if you had no textbook, even if you had no teacher. And there being a quality teaching style and just a resource you can always refer back to whenever you're struggling with any component of the syllabus you're doing. And also, obviously, make videos that help you pass, that aren't just general videos on history or general videos on statistics or general videos on mathematics. Videos that are specific to the syllabus you're doing, that answer questions that you're struggling with, and that teach you how to, do well in exams and in tests and in the things that matter. I'm very passionate about maths, but I also understand that most high school students might not be, and maybe they just want to, pass their exams, do well, make the parents proud, and move on to what they're passionate about. And that's perfectly legit. Hopefully in the process, I can help some of you enjoy math a little bit. But I also can't lie and say that it's my number one passion. I just think that I've kind of figured out how how math works, at least up to a high school level. I'm not doing a degree in mathematics, although I did do the highest level mathematics offered by my university for first and half of second year, up to linear algebra and advanced calculus. I didn't do differential equations or real analysis, but I think that is far and beyond what high school students are struggling with. And so yeah, so at the end of this video, I hope that I've helped you guys understand what the vision is for the channel. I hope you will come along with me on the journey. I know it's a very, very ambitious idea, and the amount of time it'll take me is probably immense, but I do think it's worth it. I think it's something that, you know, realistically, I will be able to probably long term make some kind of a living off of. But primarily, I would just like to make it and be done with it if I were to then decide to go on to something else in life and just have it be available, because I think it would just be a nice public good that would always be relevant. And so if anyone ever tells me that they or someone they know is struggling with math, I don't have to teach them or promise to help them. I can just tell them to go watch my videos. So I hope you guys have found this insightful. I hope it has clarified some questions you might have had about the channel. And yes, please enjoy the videos, and I hope you find them helpful.